So we should have a little button which says you are recording. We have! Okay, good evening everybody, and most importantly, welcome to our special evening all around rebooting your health and helpful ways to do that. Now, I'm sure that you can all see different faces on your screens. The best thing really is to hit the one that says speaker view, so it's usually top right of your screen, so that then you will be able to see live the person that's actually speaking. And at the bottom of the screen in the middle, you'll see a chat box. So we will be taking questions as we go through this evening. And because we have a very special guest speaker, I'm sure there will be some extra questions for our triathlete and Ironman, Mike Butterworth. So we will keep an eye on the questions as we're going through this evening. But just to kick off and to start, my name is Claire Cotton. And I'm actually on day 3 of our 9-day program. You're going to hear a little bit more about this in a second, but I just wanted to caveat the very beginning. In fact, let's have a little hands up for those of you that are on screen. I mean, post-COVID this year, is anybody feeling it? Perhaps a bit tired, a bit run down, a little bit sluggish? Maybe the jeans are a little bit tighter than they perhaps once were. That's certainly the case for me. So, you know, what is the solution? Well, generally speaking, it's to eat less and move more, isn't it? You know, that's just basic common sense. But a very simple solution that we love and work with a lot and have done for many years is our 9-day cleanse, which you're going to hear a little bit more about, and our what we call our Fit 15 program, which is more of a cleanse and fitness program. So for the lazy exercises like me, C9 works. If you like to do a bit more exercise already, a Fit 15 is probably more important to you. So a little bit later on, you're going to hear from Mike Butterworth, who's not only completed both of these programs, i.e. the C9 and the Fit 15 and then some, he's actually gone on to become, as I mentioned, a triathlete and an Ironman. And he's also the Fit Ambassador for Forever Living. So he has a wealth of knowledge, which you're going to hear a little bit about at the moment. But just to kick us off, I want to start with our C9 box. So that's the purple box that you can see on the screen at the moment, which is one of our most popular ways to reboot your health. So this is the said box. You've got a lovely looking lady on one side and a lovely looking man on the other. I can't guarantee you will get those bodies, but we can certainly help you work towards them. So what's actually in the C9 box? Because we're going to start with talking about the actual products that are going to help you to improve your health and perhaps shift a few of those kilos to start with. So the first major product that is in the box, you get 2 liters of aloe vera. Now you can choose which one you want in your C9 box. You can choose to have the pure hardcore gel, which is my personal favorite. And this one is pure aloe. It's 99.7% aloe. But you can choose to have a slightly sweeter option if you think you have a sweeter tooth. I would say the pure aloe is a little bit like a bitter grapefruit in terms of its taste. Whereas we do have a couple of other options that you can see on the screen. One is the peaches, which is natural aloe with natural peach. And then there's one that's slightly more tangy because it has cranberry and apple in it. So when you start your 9-day cleanse, you are going to be drinking a lot of aloe. Why would you be doing that? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's because, let's think digitally, it has a fantastic effect on your gut health and your digestive system. I've actually been drinking aloe for over 20 years now. So I know it's really good for helping to not just cleanse the gut, but aloe is a cocktail of nutrients. So you are absorbing vitamins, minerals, and amino acids from the actual aloe itself. And drinking the aloe is absolutely key to any of our cleanse programs. It's a little bit like laying the right foundations, if you like. Another product that comes in the box, you get a series of supplements. They come in a pack like that, but to make it really easy for everybody, they come in a fantastic blister box like this. And on the back, it tells you exactly what you're going to do first thing in the morning, lunchtime, and in the evening. So I'm just going to run you through those in a second. Probably the most important thing in your box is this. This is your 9-day cleanse booklet. It tells you exactly what to do on what day. What we love most about this particular regime is it's flexible. You work it around your lifestyle. So for the first 2 days, as I said, you're drinking a lot of aloe. Janie will talk you through a couple of other products in the box. And then for the next 7 days, you drink slightly less aloe and you have more food. So there is food involved in this program, which is good. So the Garcinia tablets, they look like this. They're quite easy to swallow. Now, Garcinia is actually an appetite suppressant. So it really helps when you're on a cleanse because it helps to curb your sort of food cravings, if you like. But it's also really good. It helps with your serotonin levels. So it keeps you, I think, happy. And the way I usually describe the Garcinia is it gets to work on your old fats. So if you've got some of those, it's helpful for that. And then you've got the Forever Firm. Now this is a magic supplement because this contains, it contains a guarana extract, but it also has a natural caffeine in there too. So this really helps to boost your energy levels. And that's particularly important when you're doing something like a cleanse. But it also helps to speed up your metabolism, which is quite useful. So this is a quick rundown of what you get in the box. So Janie, what else do you get in the box? So I've gone through your fabulous booklet, which is your kind of go-to, if you like, for what you're doing on what day. The aloe drinking gels that you're drinking throughout the 9 days, but you're drinking a lot in the first 2 days, and the supplements that you take throughout that help you to mobilize old fat stores and help to speed up your metabolism. But there's a couple of extras which are also important, aren't they, Janie?
They are, Claire. So also in the box, in your box here, you have the Forever Fiber that comes in little sticks. You've got 9 sticks like that, 1 for each day. There's 5 grams of fiber in each stick. You can mix these with water, preferably warm water. Well, not preferably, it just mixes better if you add it to warm water, or even to a herbal tea or fruit tea, like we actually have our own tea. We've got the aloe blossom tea there. You can see it comes in sachets and it tastes very cinnamony. Reminds me a little bit of Christmas. It's got cinnamon, orange, and it's really, really flavoursome. It's gorgeous. And so I would add that to your warm drink, or you can add it to your soups or casseroles, or put a little bit on your porridge. So you can, you know, it's not the best tasting. Some people don't mind it, but to me, I prefer to add it to my food or to a warm drink. So you can take it in between meals to keep you feeling fuller for longer. It stops your tummy rumbling, which is always a good thing. So it's particularly important to take extra fibre while doing the C9. And also we have our fabulous shake. Oh, hang on a sec, I need my glasses on for this. I'm sure we've got another product for that, haven't we, Claire?
We do, yes.
Forever Vision, just in case you're wondering. Okay, just to say the Forever Fibre is designed for digestive health and is high in fibre and low in saturated fat. So when also in your box you get milkshake shake powder, which comes in vanilla or chocolate, and that is your shaker there. I even have my little shaker with me. Okay, so if you take the lid off, inside you've got a little tub that you can screw onto the bottom. So if you're going to work, going to the gym, you can put your powder in there or your supplements to keep them separate to your liquid, which can be milk or water. Milk or water. So it is a good idea to keep it separate and just mix it up when you need it, because it will separate. So you can use any milk, skimmed, rice milk, soya milk, almond milk, as long, you know, whichever takes your fancy really. Coconut milk, although coconut milk has got more calories in it, so it's slightly more sweeter. So, but if that's the one you love, then just be aware that there are more calories in the coconut milk. So this is a soy protein shake, so plant-based. It has 24 grams of protein in it, and when mixed with skimmed milk. My favourite is the soya milk, and actually, if you add any of we have something called free foods, which I'm coming on to in a minute, and you can add these to any of your shakes. So if you have a blitzer like a NutriBullet, you can add that in and add some of your free foods as well. Now the shake can be used separately as well. It's great to have a store cupboard item which you can use as a if you wanted to skip a meal or in between meals. If you wanted to put weight on, you can use it as a supplement in between meals, and also you can use it as a meal supplement as well. So it's very filling snack in between meals, and it's packed full of vitamins and minerals and vitamins, minerals, and what else am I saying? Contains vital vitamins and minerals. I've already said it. So there you go. And natural flavourings too. So my favourite shake is the vanilla shake. Is definitely my favourite. Added to blueberries, or blueberries added in with ginger and spinach. Has anybody else got a favourite shake they wanted to share with me tonight?
I have, because I'm on day 3. So this morning I had chocolate shake with a teaspoon of peanut butter. Absolutely loved it. And then at lunchtime I had the vanilla shake with strawberries from the free foods list. We call it pimping up your shake, and it makes it more interesting when you do.
Fabulous, thank you, Claire. Also, another good tip is if you add lemon to your vanilla shake, it tastes like cheesecake. Oh my gosh, you've got to try that. And also orange to the chocolate one tastes like Terry's chocolate orange. Oh, slush. So, okay, on to the free foods. McDonald's vanilla milkshake is good. Who said that? You're banned.
Yes, that person is definitely banned.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very good. I've never ever had one. Okay, so also in your little booklet that Claire showed earlier, the C9 Bible that you followed for 9 days, we've got a list of free foods. So throughout the plan, you are allowed to have food. Some people think that you cannot have food, but you can have food throughout the plan. So as you can see on the screen, you can choose. I'll work from the bottom up. So at the bottom, you've got your free foods. So you can have endless amounts of any of those foods there. So you could make a salad or a soup or anything from those. You could put them in a box to take to work, into your little Tupperware box, or if you're going to the gym, you could have them when you come out of the gym, or you can have endless amounts of those free foods. The middle section is your 2 serving foods, so you can take any 2 fruits or vegetables from that list there, from the middle section, and this is on a daily basis. Okay, so I've even put in there, we've got a pepper. I've got my props as well. Are you impressed? You can have a pepper, and you can eat. You could have one medium. Actually, I'll read from my book. It's easier off the screen. So you can have 1 medium tomato and one medium pepper, or you could have 2 peppers, or you could have 8 spears of asparagus and half a head. Is that half a head? Or 6 of a head of a cauliflower. So as long as you can have 2 servings from there, so you can mix those even with your free food. So you can make a soup, or as I said, a salad. And then the top section, which is my favorite section, is where all the fruit is. So here you could just allow one of the sections from here. So you could have 69 grams of grapes, or half a grapefruit, or 192 grams of blueberries. These are my favorite. I've actually weighed them out to show you what they look like. Now that is loads. So what I do, I add some of those to my shake with spinach and with ginger, and it tastes delicious. And add any of those free foods in to get your vitamins and minerals into your body, put them into your shake. So that's just a resume of the free foods. Obviously, you've got all this in your booklet. Over to you, Claire.
Thank you so much, Janie. I mean, bottom line is you're not going to starve. So, now we're on to the actual food bit itself. So during the first 2 days, you're drinking a lot of aloe, you're taking your supplements, and obviously your protein shake. And you are having your free foods. From days 3 to 9, you'll have all of that, but you have an extra shake and a 600-calorie meal. And this is where it starts to get interesting. The booklet has some fabulous, really simple recipes to follow, but we've all got our own favorites. So you could literally you could just Google 600-calorie meals on, thank you, Janie, on the internet. Janie's got 2 of her favorites there. What's that? Pinch and Nom, and the Hairy Dieters. Yep, they're all rather good. I think Doug had one. I know he was telling me about one of his favorites the other day. I don't know if he's got it there to hold up to the screen. But there are so many books. I am a big fan of Patrick Holford. Thank you, top of the game. That's a snooker player, isn't it? Patrick Holford is a well-known nutritionist, has written so many books. He's kind of the go-to person for the media whenever they need, a quote. This is my most recent purchase by Melissa Helmsley, and it's called Eat Green. She's got some fabulous, simple recipes. And that's what we like to do with the C9, is to keep it simple for you so it's easy to follow. You can have that 600-calorie meal in the evening or at lunchtime. It's up to you. And that's the flexibility bit that we really like. Now, what else do you need to do when you're doing a 9-day cleanse or even the Fit 15 program? Well, you do need to do some exercise. And I'm now going to hand you over to Sarana, who is an expert, not just on the 9-day cleanse, but because unlike me, I would class myself as a lazy exerciser. Sarana does a lot of exercise and really enjoys the Fit 15 program as well. So over to you, Sarana. Oh, is she there? Let's see if we can.
Hello.
Oh, you are there. Marvellous.
Can you see me okay? My laptop has crashed, so I'm on my phone. I'm very sorry about that, everybody.
Can't see you, but we can hear you, which is
okay.
Fab.
Okay, well, can you? Okay, video's on. Right, okay, good evening, everybody. Yes, C9 and Fit 15. So the exercise bit. If you are like Claire, as she calls it, a lazy exerciser, I would still recommend that on your 9-day cleanse, you try and do something. If you look in the booklet, it sort of says 20 minutes of some sort of cardiovascular exercise, even if it's just going for a walk. But do something, because you just need to move a little. I know for many of us during lockdown, and actually I've been doing this for years, but there are lots of opportunities to exercise virtually. So I'm somebody that finds it very difficult to get to classes. So I have an app on my iPad and I have a yoga mat, and I could just do a yoga workout as and when I like. I enjoy cycling, swimming, riding, playing tennis, and sometimes on the C9 I just mix it up, because my background's in horse racing and I used to spend a lot of time riding and walking. So for 7 hours a day, my job was actually to exercise. What I found was when I stopped that, I put some weight on, and physiologically I changed shape quite dramatically, and that was quite hard for me because I'd always been very lean. I had a lot of lean muscle. So I've used the C9, the F15 program really to build that lean muscle back up again. I still, I'm very different physiologically to how I was when I was riding so much. But what I've noticed as well was that I was probably overtraining in one area. Mike is going to talk to you about training. Sorry, that's my dog. Training to be an Iron Man. But one of the things about exercise is mixing it up. So I think if you are a professional sports person, or your job means that you're doing one thing regularly, it's very good to stretch or do something else, walk to stretch your muscles out. But I'm sure Mike will talk to you a bit more about that. The Fit 15 program incorporates, we have Andy now. Do we need to speak to him right now, guys? Because I know we've only got Andy for a short period of time.
That would be great.
Guys, you're right.
Hello, Mr. Bevan, can you hear us? Asked to unmute. Okay, let's see if we can unmute him. Bear with me 1 second, everybody, because we wanted to share some real life stories with you. And Andy is someone who has not just done the 9-day cleanse, but he's also done He's also done the Fit 15 and followed on. So bear with me while I try and unmute him for you.
He's unmuted now, Claire.
Oh, is he? Can you please? Ah, Andy, thank you. Welcome, welcome.
You're right.
So we were just talking about people who've done the programs, and we know that you are a real enthusiast around the 9-day cleanse, but also going on to do the Fit 15, which is what Sarana was talking about. What was your experience?
To me, when I started to do it, having heard a lot of people have done it before and didn't really believe in it greatly, and I did it because obviously we were into lockdown. I think it was towards the end of April that I started it, and just wanted to have a bit of a boost really, from not doing a great deal, obviously not footballing, no nothing, and it's fantastic. And we're now 5 months on nearly, and I'm still taking the Garcinia every day, the Therm. I still take the natural aloe gel and also the Forever Freedom. And the shakes I absolutely love with spinach, which is absolutely madness. But it's given me a massive kick boost in terms of, didn't really do it for a weight loss because I didn't really need to. I think I lost about 5 or 6 pounds at the time, and it's just maintained the same. And I can do, virtually, like, I stopped obviously at the start of it with the C9 when you do the proper cleanse. The feeling you got was absolutely fantastic. The first 2 days were incredibly hard, I won't lie. But ever since then, yeah, it's been brilliant. And, anyone, I just can't recommend it highly enough. And to give you a boost, and, the other stuff that I use now, some of the players use the Forever Algae sachets and things like that. It's just all of it. It's just terrific, to be fair.
Brilliant, Andy. I know you've come live to talk to us today from your coaching pitch. Andy is a football coach. And he said to me, I can't speak. You said to me, you're now in the best shape that you've been in for a very, very long time. So thank you so much for sharing your time with us, and good luck with signing those new players.
Thank you very much. Enjoy it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Sorry, Sarana, back to you. We just wanted to get Andy live while he was doing his coaching.
Absolutely, no worries. Yeah, and actually that follows on nicely. So what I was saying was about mixing up your exercise. And the C9 is a great way to get started. You don't want to be going wild with exercise on this program. If you are somebody that is exercising professionally, or as I say, you'll have strong work commitments, you might find that you need to up the calories. The point of this is we need to tailor make. It needs to be a blueprint for each individual. And if you've got a lot going on, you might need more calories than it says in the book. I've done this, I do the C9 at least twice a year, generally no more, but twice a year. And the last time I did it, I very stupidly went for a sort of 22-mile bike ride on day one, which I felt great. It didn't matter. But what happened was I was extremely hungry, which is probably, I should have really thought about that beforehand. But I would say on days 1 and 2, particularly if you haven't done the C9 before, don't go wild. The F15, moving on from the C9 in terms of exercise, I'd keep the exercise fairly gentle if you've never done a C9 and you're not exercising, not a hardcore exerciser all the time. The F15 comes in 3 different stages. You can have beginner, intermediate and advanced. Now again, talking about mixing up that exercise, if you're somebody that does an awful lot of cycling, and I know plenty of people, you might do 10, 20, 50, 100 miles, you're going to be very developed in one area. So if you start going through the Fit 15 booklet, you might find some of the exercises in there quite different, and you might find them physically quite challenging. So if you're somebody that exercises hard in one area, I would still suggest coming in at an intermediate level, because you can always go on to an advanced and incorporate it in your diet. And basically that's what I want to say. The C9 and the Fit 15 are about incorporating those life changes, kick-starting healthy eating habits, and basically just, helping you to feel better. We can help you with your exercise program, or you can just simply follow the booklet, which is really easy to do. And that's what's helped a lot of people to move forward. I don't really want to steal Mike's thunder because he's going to go through it, but this chap has made, we've actually got pictures of Marcus Leach there, who's also very much used the C9 and the Fit 15 program to transform his body. Literally, I mean, actually, I follow Marcus on Strava, and he does some crazy cycling. If any of you know, and possibly you don't, but the latest craze is something called Everesting, which is basically they cycle the equivalent of climbing Everest, and Marcus has completed that in August or July, I think. But he does crazy cycles. He gets up at sort of 2 o'clock in the morning and cycles 100 miles regularly. It's no odds to him. But you can see very much from that picture on day one that he has built up to this. And that's the thing, you know, this is a great program to start you off. If you don't want to, don't all sit there thinking, gosh, I've got to cycle 100 miles or run a marathon. But the point is, if you do decide you want to do something quite mega, it's a great program to incorporate, or otherwise just healthier lifestyle, really cleaner eating, and it definitely promotes that. I was going to hold up before Claire whips me on to the next one. A fast break bar, can you see that? Forever have got all kinds of products. So, you know, if you're like me and a bit of a chocoholic, or you're looking for a sweet snack sometimes, Forever have got other products, not just the things in the C9 box, but we have other products to help, again, with your just tailor making those life changes, really. Claire, do you want to put the next slide up?
Brilliant. Thank you, Sarana.
Okay, thank you very much. I will put myself back on mute, and over to you, Claire.
Thank you. So I think, I hope you're beginning to see by now that, you know, there are two phases to this. The simple C9 that can help you to reset and gift a few of those kilos back to the universe. Or there's the Fit 15 that you can do if you're a bit more of an exerciser and want to move forwards and have a much fitter, healthier, stronger body. Or you could do one and then the other. We call that the 24-day shred, but that's not for the light-hearted either. But what I would like to do now is hand you over to someone who's become a great friend, as well as being our fit ambassador within Forever. This man knows his stuff when it comes to nutrition and fitness. As we said earlier, we know that Mike started, and you can see his journey in the black and white shots. He started his journey from a C9 and moving forwards, but he's now gone on to become a triathlete and an Ironman. Now that's serious stuff. So Mike, can I ask you to unmute yourself and perhaps just share a little bit about your journey, and obviously incorporating C9 and Fit 15 along the way?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay, Claire?
Can hear you loud and clear. Great.
Obviously, the pictures aren't quite as impressive as Marcus. He is a bit of a shredding machine, but I thought I'd share these sort of 0 to 69 days, which in essence is doing the C9 and then doing the F15 program 4 times over, which is basically what I did back in 2015. So back in 2015, I was age 45, got a couple of teenage boys, working hard with a couple of businesses. I'd let my own fitness take a bit of a back seat, really. I wasn't really in bad shape, but I booked in with a personal trainer, and he referred to me as a fat thinny, which basically meant my body weight was about right, but my body composition was a bit off whack. So I had a bit too much body fat and not quite enough muscle. So what I set about doing was doing initially just the 9-day cleanse. I didn't set off on a mission to become an Ironman. It was literally just, I thought I need to draw a line in the sand and get back in shape. So my partner, Lindsay, who's involved with the Forever business, just said, you know, why not do the C9? She was going to do it, so we did it together. So 9 days passed, and that's the first. I'm wiggling my cursor, but obviously nobody can see my cursor. It's Claire who's got the cursor. But yeah, day 10 was me after doing the C9. So a little bit of difference, not major, but I felt fantastic. I felt quite different. I felt more energy. A bit like Andy said from pitch side, first couple of days quite tricky, but then it just gets easier and easier, and I felt kind of full of energy. So I thought, why don't I go on to the second phase of the program? Now, at the time, it was named slightly different. It was actually called F1. It was a 30-day program. But in essence, it was just me doing the 15-day program twice over. So I upped the calories, I upped the exercise intensity, and began to change shape. So by day 39, was beginning to look quite different. I don't know if anyone's ever done any kind of body transformation program before. It begins to get a little bit addictive because you actually, you actually feel like you've got control over something. And there's nothing better than having control over your own health, your own body, your own appearance. And you start thinking, well, if I can do that, what else can I do? So I thought, well, I'll commit to another 30 days, kept on training, just following the plan in the book. I love to be told what to do, which suits my wife down to the ground. She always gives me a list of jobs to do in the morning. But I love a structure, and I love just following something from a booklet. And that's exactly what you get with the FIT program. So I followed it to the letter. And at the end of the 69 days, interestingly, my body weight on day 1 and day 69 are absolutely identical. But what was different was my body fat percentage had come down from 15% to 9%, which meant more of my body weight was made up of muscle and less was made up of fat. And that's why obviously you look slightly different. So that was my kind of introduction, or should I say reintroduction to fitness. Because I'd always been interested in fitness, and I'd always done something, whether it be going to the gym or going for a jog, but I just let it slip for a couple of years. And I think sometimes when you get out of the habit of something, you just need to commit to some kind of program to get you back into good habits. And that's what the FIT program will do, because you'll commit to an eating program and you commit to some form of exercise program first, secondly. So that was me after 69 days. I kind of then trundled along, basically following the structure of the FIT program for the next 2 years. So I was doing exercise 3-4 times a week. I was following a calorie controlled diet, and I was following the meal plan, which is in the FIT brochure. But then in 2017, a friend got involved with, well, he set himself a big challenge to do not just one Ironman, but he set himself the challenge to do 7 Ironman challenges over 7 successive days. Now the Ironman is quite an undertaking to do it once, but to do 7 in 7 days is incredible. The Ironman event is actually a 2.4 mile swim, then you cycle 112 miles, and then you run a marathon. And you've got to complete that in less than 17 hours. So he did 7 of those back to back. I chummed him on the bike just to keep him company because he was doing most of this solo. And if anyone's ever been involved in a big kind of multi-day challenge, whether or not you're doing it yourself or part of the support team, it's quite an inspiring thing. And there's a lot of time to think. And during those 7 days, I got to thinking that maybe I should commit to doing some kind of challenge. And I thought, well, if Matt can do 7 in 7 days, surely I could do 1 in 1 day. So that's the day I thought I'm going to give myself 12 months to train up to do an Ironman myself. Fitness wasn't a big issue because I'd got a really good base over the last 2 years. The main problem was I was unable to swim. I couldn't actually swim a width of the pool. So it was 11 months before I could do a full length. And then I had 1 month to actually get my ass into gear and get up to 2.4 miles. So I was swimming with the old age pensioners, and I just kept chipping away. And eventually something just clicked, and then I was off. So that was me in 2018, completing my first full distance Ironman. And then in the 2 years that followed, I've just kept on training. I've switched to doing the half distance Ironman events. They're a little bit easier in terms of the training commitment. You're more likely to sustain a marriage if you switch to the half iron distance, because the full one is just full on and drives everyone mad, because you're basically just training the whole time. So I thought I'll switch to the half distance, and that's what I've stuck at, and got my next event in 3 weeks' time in Nottingham. So that's the timeline. Do you want me to talk about anything else, Claire?
I just like to, I mean, apart from that is an amazing story. I mean, and I can't believe you went from not being able to swim to doing a triathlon, but I mean, well done you. I just wondered if I could ask you what your favourite products are. I know what your favourite products are, so I just thought I'd get a little bit from you on that, because these are our key signature products, aren't they?
Yeah. The aloe vera gel, I actually take one of the other flavors of that. I actually take the Forever Freedom, but in essence, I'll talk about this product and the Freedom. The key thing with training, as I do, and basically what that involves on a week-to-week basis, is 12 sessions a week. So most days I'm training twice a day. And what that does is put quite a lot of stress on the body. So you need to structure it well, otherwise you get injured. But regardless of how you structure it, there's a lot of stress on the body, and that puts quite a lot of strain on the immune system. For you to actually progress with any endurance event or any type of endurance kind of fitness, the key thing is that you've got to be really consistent. So it's not about really hammering it, it's about doing a sensible amount of activity for every single day. And that means avoiding two things, basically avoiding injury and avoiding illness. And with the stress on the body and that compromising the immune system, the main reason I'll take the aloe vera gel is because it supports a healthy immune system. And in the last 4 or 5 years, I haven't been ill at all, which for an endurance athlete is basically unheard of, because most endurance athletes have coughs, colds, sniffles, low-grade upper respiratory things most of the time, or kind of on and off. So I've no medical proof other than having 5 years of not being ill at all. So that's the main reason I'll take the aloe vera gel, is to support the healthy immune system. And that's because aloe contains within it something called a long-chain polysaccharide called ace-mannan. And if there's a magic bullet in aloe vera drinking gel, it's this compound called ace-mannan. Some companies have tried to extract it and test it and bottle it, and in fact it's been licensed for feline flu and as an adjunct to treatment for HIV, both because it helps with the immune system. But I personally believe you can't beat the real product and the sort of synergy of effects you get from all the different ingredients in the aloe vera gel. Now, I take the Forever Freedom, which is the aloe vera gel that you see on the screen, but they've added to it 3 liquid supplements which support healthy joints. So I just opt for that one because I'm doing quite active things every day. So I take the Forever Freedom.
Brilliant, thank you, Mike. And I know you're a big fan of RG, but I think we're running out of time at the moment. So, in terms of the RG, I don't know, Sarana's a big fan and she mentioned it. It is something you can use simulside any of the programs, isn't it? Because it really helps to get the blood flowing and the oxygen flowing around the body. Is that right? Would you say that's the simplest way to describe it?
Yeah, it's L-arginine is a precursor to nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator, so it relaxes blood vessels and it will help you get blood to the exercising muscles. So that's important for two reasons. It's important before you exercise to help with your performance, because it's going to get oxygen and nutrition to the muscles. And it's also important after exercise, because it's going to take away, the increased blood flow is going to take away the byproducts of exercise, like lactic acid, which give you the stiffness and the soreness after exercise.
Brilliant. I obviously need to take a bit more of that over my next 7 days then. But thank you so much for being with us, Mike. I'm sure there will be questions.
Sure,
So
I'll stick around.
Yeah, we'll take the questions and we'll feed them back to you. For anybody that has questions about the C9 or the Fit 15, please go back to your Forever Business Owner or the person that invited you to be with us on this Zoom. But I thought I'd finish with, for anyone that's either watching this or listening to this, we are running special offers on our C9 and our Fit 15. So you need to speak to your Forever Business Owner to find out what theirs is. But I can promise you it will certainly be good. And because we really want to help people improve their health, their fitness, their lifestyle over the next few months. This isn't just open to you that are watching or listening, it's also open to your friends. So again, have a chat with your Forever Business Owner or the person that invited you to watch this. And really in closing, I would say, and this is certainly true for me, our programs are not about dieting. It's a decision to make a healthy change, and whether you want to do that simply in 9 days or whether you feel like you'd like to go on and do the other programs that we've mentioned, that's entirely up to you. But for now, I'd just like to say thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to everybody that's shared their experiences this evening. A special thank you to Mike for joining us, and good luck with the one race that you are doing this year. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this evening. I hope you feel like you've learned something about our aloe-based programs, which can make a big difference to your health. Bye for now, everyone.
Thanks, Claire.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.